Hello and welcome back to another episode of Thomas Makes Another Game Prototype. Why is he making so many prototypes? Shouldn't he be focusing on one project so that he can launch to make money to pay the bills? Or to mag to wim sim shimov to flack to bib. Fob to shim clamp to fib. Something like that. Today we're taking a look at my minimalistic war tactic strategy game that takes place on islands. I've now finished a rough prototype and it's now ready for you to play and for you to offer your feedback. Now, lots of people say that I'm a dummy dumb guy, but I will have you know that I'm actually a smarty smart guy. You see, I made the decision to build this game off of the code base from my previous game. Because my last game was basically a glorified level editor. It was super cozy, you could build islands and place houses and sheep and trees, it was a lot of fun. You can watch the fish and the birds, it's kind of like a paradise generator. But it was basically, a level editor. But for this next iteration, for this next game, I was thinking that Bridges and Docks was missing one major thing. Violence. That's gonna screw up me normalizing all the audio, isn't it? Whatever. But you see, the violence has to be implemented tactfully. Because if I were to just throw a bunch of soldiers onto an island and watch them fight, that wouldn't really be much of a game. Actually, that kind of sounds like Fortnite. Also, Hunger Games. Also, totally accurate battle simulator. Anyway, I don't want to just throw out soldiers and watch them fight. I want there to be a sense of strategy and progression. And also a balance of risk versus reward. Now, one of my inspirations for this prototype that I'm making is Bad North, which is a perfect example of a minimalist real-time strategy game. Basically, all you do is position units. That's like the whole core of the game. You move your soldiers and hope that their positioning will be able to defeat the hordes of oncoming enemies. But what I don't like about that game is that for each new round, you leave your previous island and you go to a new island. So one of the game design pillars that I'm focusing on is actually building out your island and expanding your environment, but with restrictions. But we'll get back to that. Let's get back to the violence. You see, I could do like a typical deathmatch game where you just defeat all of your enemies and then you win. However, as I was thinking through this game design, I was really drawn to this idea of like a push-pull mechanic, risk versus reward. Like if I make this game exactly like Bad North, it's basically a tower defense game. You have something to protect, you position and upgrade things in order to help you protect that thing, and hordes of enemies come and attack you. And that's a good game design. Like there's a lot of tower defense games out there that are really fun. It's a great genre, but it's also been really fleshed out already. So I don't want this game to be just another tower defense game. I want to reward risk. So, similarly to other real-time strategy games, I want your enemies to have a base as well. Then you can decide whether to defend or attack or a mix of both. So at first, the base looked like this, a house with a heart on it. Pretty cute, right? Then I changed it to a castle with an orb floating over it. It's still a placeholder, but I think it looks a lot better. But let me walk you through what the whole game loop actually looks like right now. Initially, you start out with one squad on this dinky, flat little island. Then an enemy island comes and floats over, and it's your job to take them out. And you sink an island by destroying their base. Some of the enemy troops will come rush you, and some will stay and defend their base. And it's up to you to decide how many troops you want to stay at your base defending and how many you want to send off to battle. So it's up to you to defend your base while making sure that their base gets destroyed. So you defeat their base. Well done. Gold star for you. Now you get the opportunity to upgrade your island. Right now this looks like placing a randomized chunk of land. You can figure out where to put it, rotate it, and use it to expand your island. In addition to that, every few levels you unlock more troops. And when you unlock more soldiers, you get to pick which type of troop that you want. And this was actually the most fun part of the demo, I think. Right now you can pick between swordsmen and archers. And let me tell you, the archers are really fun. They don't deal as much damage as swordsmen, but you can position them around your base to start attacking incoming foes, or you can send them on a mission to destroy other bases. And they can cover long distances with their arrows. Like, it feels really good to send a volley of arrows onto your foes. Like, really, really good. And I'm just now realizing that upgrading a bunch of archers is exactly how I play every real-time strategy game. That's how I most often play Bad North. And it's also how I played that old Lord of the Rings RTS game, the Battle for Middle-earth 2. I can still hear the archers in my head. We come from Mirkwood.
We come from Mirkwood.
Anyway, archers are really fun. Now obviously there's so much more to be done with this game, but I think this is a good basic prototype for you to get your hands on it and kind of get a feel for the game loop. You position your troops, then you defeat enemy islands, and then you expand your island, and then you recruit more troops as more islands and more difficult islands surround you. The potential that I see in this game is exponential, but I want to hear what you think. I have a million ideas of ways to expand this game, and I already have the ability for units to chop down trees and use wood as a resource, as well as building bridges on their own, but I disabled that for the prototype demo because it doesn't really fit into the game loop yet. There's so much fun stuff to build here with different unit types, skill tree upgrades, upgrading your base, expanding your castle, placing walls, placing towers, adding boats, destructible environments, all of it. And the game is already fun. I've spent a lot of time playing through it, and I feel the push and pull riskiness involved with leaving my base abandoned while trying to destroy other bases, only to have someone flank me from behind. And then trying to decide, okay, this squad should go here, and these two should go over to this base. All this to say is that I'm excited for this game, but I'm excited to hear what you all think. I think I've worked out most of the really bad bugs, but your results may vary. For a while there, I forgot that you could attack your own teammates. So basically friendly fire was turned on, and I would be trying to select units only to have my entire army turn to betray them, which was hilarious. Also, there was this bug where instead of firing arrows, the archers would instead shoot other archers. Great stuff. And as you probably already know, this is the third of my 3 game prototypes that I am planning to develop and poll you guys to see which one gains the most interest. And then whichever one you pick is the one that I'm going to move forward with. I'll post a link to a poll in the next video that I upload, but for now, feel free to leave me your thoughts and comments in the comment section here. Because the 3 games are very different from each other, so I'm trying to figure out which genre and which game design most appeals to you to see which one could be really fleshed out and fun. I have a link to the build down below so you can go play it and then leave me your feedback either here in the comments section or over on my Discord channel. And lastly, thanks for watching this video. Hit the like button if you liked this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.